sideways. Alright, so here's that rust hole I've been looking for. You can see it goes all the way. That's my tire there. Goodness gracious. So this one I just pulled straight up and it comes off. The speaker's under there. So that's the speaker grill, I guess. Don't want to damage that or the wiring. Alright, so I'm just poking around in here, and I think to get to that I'm going to want to take this piece off, and might have to take the seats out for that. I also noticed underneath here there's a hole all the way to the outside. I don't know if you can see that too well, but eesh. So there's a few screws here on top of the rear seat. I have it folded down here. And there's a few screws on the back. They must go all the way along, I'm sure. And I'll have to take those off to get this carpet all the way off. So it's just 3 screws for this seat, and then 3 more for the other one, and then this metal rail pops off. And then assume you can take the carpet off from here. Yeah, so I'll do that. Alrighty, I got the chrome out of here, but now there's just these holding it in place. I don't know if these just pop out. We're about to find out, I suppose. I don't know. I'll see how I can get them out. Alright, so it was just a little thing here. Goes into a hole there. And I think it looks like this whole thing's just going to come out with this insulation. It's going to go with it. Let me see here. It's all connected. Yeah, and then the thing on the other side, and it should come out. Alrighty, so that's the carpet out of there. And there you go. You can see everything. Now we'll see what I can do about this trim piece, if I can get to it, or what I have to do with the seat. Alrighty, so there's 1 screw for the seat belt guide, hidden behind the seat belts. There. And it goes in this hole here. And you can pull that up, and then there's a few tabs on the side. You can pull this part right out. Alrighty, for the seats, there was a little bracket here, and there was just 3 big bolts like this one on there. I just took that off with a ratchet, and then the seats, there was one holding this thing on this side, the top part. You had to like push it in so it goes into this keyhole, and then you can pull it out. And it's the same thing on this side. And then for the bottom one, there was a little clip here that we had to pull, and then it kind of released up, and you could just pull the whole seat out and pull it out the back. And so now I'm gonna start pulling all this stuff out here and trying to look for more rust, because we see huge rust spots here and on this side as well. Gonna clean it up. I'm also gonna look in the corners there. There seems to be a lot on that side, but not on this side. Pulled the wheels off. I jacked up the car, pulled the wheels off, so now we're gonna pull some things off the other side, the undercoating there. Let's see what we can find. So here's what it looks like beneath. I've already scraped off a bit of the undercoating there, but yeah. Yeesh. Alrighty, so I'm done with the screwdriver on this side. You can see there's one huge hole up there. There's one here. There's this huge one here. And there's a bit of one on the side. And this is the first one we're going to do, so we're going to get the grinder and start grinding around there. I'll show you from the other side here. Here's what it looks like on the inside. So we got that huge hole, another one up top, and then we got the one over here. It's hard to see there. There we go. Alright, so I ground it down to the bare metal here in a few spots. And here's it on the other side. I think I'm just going to start cutting along these lines here. The seat mount bracket thing is right there, so I don't want to cut too much, but just a bit. Cut this part off and just smooth out the edge a little bit and try not to hit this. Alright, so I got it up in here. We shaped it to fit the hole. It looks to be the right shape by now, I think. And I'm just gonna grind along the edges, kind of around where we're gonna weld there. And then I'm gonna wire reel this all up to get it ready to weld. I've just drawn with the marker a little line around there, and then I'm gonna pull it off and I can see where to clean it up. Alrighty, so we welded up this one. Maybe didn't go to plan, right? But now I'm gonna start grinding up the top holes here and see if we can get them to a good shape like this one. So we can just fit a patch panel in there. Alrighty, I've done a little bit of grinding on these top holes just to make them rectangular, and then I put a light behind there so we can see where there's light shining through. There's a hole there, and then there's also one you can't see back here. There's a gap in there, you can see if I put my hand there. And so I'm just going to use this seam sealer to go around there, really slather it on to make sure that no new liquids or anything is going to get in there while I'm driving and just make more rust. So I'll do that real quick. Alrighty, so I got some of that seam sealer smeared up in here. Let's see. Really slathered it on there. And I don't know if you can see in behind. Not really well, but it's in behind there a little bit. Then I'll go to the inside. In there, and then there were some tiny little rust holes here that we just put it over. There's still those two big ones, but filled it all around there. And then I'll just put some of this self-etching primer. I'll put this one on there, and it should be, for the most part, done. Alright, so here's the first patch panel we did here in the corner. We got the seam sealer around it and just primed to make sure it doesn't rust while we're working on the other ones. Here's the second filler here. Got it welded in. Here's the third one. We got it just lined up here over the hole. The hole kind of goes there. Just gonna weld through all those holes and try to get it in place. Okay, so I've done up 3 patch panels for the driver's side. You can see one down there, and I did one up here, and there's a little one over there. It's just taped on. And these are just welding magnets. But now I should be able to do the big hole, or perhaps the 2 big holes there, and then start welding on it. Alright, so I done 1 patch panel on the top here. I kind of had to bend it. I put some slices in it so I could bend it easier. And then the big one here at the bottom, I kind of shaped it around everything. I just have it taped up right now. It's going around there. This is roughly where the hole is. Let's take a look at it on the other side now. Alright, so there you can see the big one. And then on this side we're going to have to do this one here. Alrighty, so here we go. I got all the patch panels welded in there. You can see them on that side, on this side. And then I just sealed up the seams with some seam sealer stuff there. Tried to fill in all the holes, you can see. And then spray with this metal etching primer. Here, let me show the other side. Yeah, that's how it looks in here. If I can see the other side as well. There's the other side. So we had quite some patch panels to do on this one. Some there, another one there. And then I'm going to clean it up and then spray it with, I'm going to spray it with this black undercoating. Rust check, so it should never rust again. That's good. Alrighty, so I got the interior put all back together. You can see I got some parts in there, but it all seems to be done. And then I'll show you what it looks like down here. Maybe I'll get a light. Alrighty. You can see that's what it looks like. I undercoated everything. And it's all sealed. And then I drove it for a few weeks to see if everything was actually sealed. And there was one tiny hole. It was raining, I was driving. There's one tiny hole, water was getting in, so I sealed it back up again in that hole. And then did more undercoating, and it hasn't leaked. So, put it back together. Here's how it looks. I'll show you the other side. Here's how it looks on the passenger side. This one had more up the top. And there. Looks pretty good. And no leaks.